Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our second episode of TOP MLB Division Profiles. Spring training is officially underway as of today. So, baseball season is back in full swing with the WBC just around the corner in another week or so. Today's episode, we're going to be doing the NL Central, but first, I would like to congratulate our Olympic athletes in the U.S. For a great Winter Olympics. They were second in overall medals. That's probably their best, I'd say, Winter Olympics performance since like 2014 in Sochi. But other than that, proud of our athletes.
They said it was something like back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually it's summer.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. I watched it.
Yeah, the summer ones are the ones we usually dominate, but this was a really good showing. Norway winning the most medals. Congrats to them. Shocker, they dominate Winter Olympics almost every time it comes around. So, for the...
They had a dude have like 3 or 4 gold medals, I'm pretty sure. It was crazy.
Wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, I was an animal and stayed up. Well, I didn't stay up, but I woke up early to watch the men's hockey game. Probably one of the greatest hockey games I will have ever watched. And yeah, congrats, Canada. We'll not forget you for as long as we live. That was a magnificent game. U.S. takes it home, their first gold medal since the 1980 Miracle. So, yeah, on the day of, believe it or not, 46th anniversary.
Yep.
Of beating the Soviet Union back in 1988.
That was a big storyline, yeah.
I did watch Miracle the night before as like a ritual, a pregame ritual, and I'll just say it
I
worked.
thought about it, yeah. That's funny.
Watched it before I went to bed, and then I woke up and we won. So, yeah, but anyway.
Fun fact, that is my favorite movie.
That is one of my top 3
That's favorite. What?
It's one of his favorite
movies.
It's
my favorite movie.
That's your favorite movie?
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's
I don't know, like I always grew up and always watched Miracle. I don't know, like I watched it on car trips all the time when I was younger, bro. Like just
it is
We should do that on the pod one day. Not today, obviously, but we should do we should draft sports movies.
Oh,
when we have nothing to talk about,
That'd be cool.
Okay,
yeah.
That'll be like during.
We should just have like a sports movie draft and.
Probably during NBA playoffs or like in
baseball season,
June,
just
like June or something like that, playoffs, when there's like June after the finals are over, because there'll be like nothing to do. So, Olympics are over, athletes have come home. 2028, it'll be in LA, so gotta show out. Anyway, now to MLB. We start with the Pittsburgh Paul Skeens, who are projected, according to Fangraphs.
That is exactly the perfect name.
Their projected wins, according to Fangraphs, are 82.9, which I think is a little crazy. I like DraftKings numbers a lot more. That's why I put the slash. 76.5 feels a little bit more realistic than this.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Can I do something real quick?
Go ahead.
That number has moved since you last did it. They're at 78.5 currently.
Okay.
So people
think they
like
got
the Pirates.
I mean, they made
They're betting them up.
Moves, man. We'll see.
I would not put money on Pittsburgh just because Fangraphs hasn't
Pirates though.
Projected second in the NL Central. That's why you see my boy Ryuji from Persona 5 here saying for real, because I don't believe it. I don't. Now, when I was doing this, I was like, oh, the off-season additions, maybe there's going to be a particular position group that I'm like, no, this is why they're not going to win it. The other meme, of course, this is when he won Rookie of the Year, but I put Paul Skeens realizing he has to go back to the Pirates after playing on Team USA. Because that's probably going to be the best team he's played on. Now, the team rankings, obviously they finished 5th in the NL Central, 71 and 91. I mean, 78's not too far-fetched, but I'm sorry, I just don't believe in 82. I don't think they make that much of a jump. So, Their team averages, yeah, this is a reason why they're not going to win it probably, or even get close to a wild card spot. 28th in average, 23rd in on base, last in OPS, last in runs, last in home runs, and middle of the pack in stolen bases. It's a hitter's park, and you're 30th in OPS, runs, and home runs. Sorry, I can't believe that this team is going to finish second. I can't believe Fangraphs would project something so ridiculous. Their pitching, on the other hand,
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pitching on the other hand, starters were 6th in ERA and WHIP, 11th in walks per 9, 19th in strikeouts per 9, 5th in hits per 9, and home runs 5th. The relievers a little bit worse, but not too bad. The pitching staff was not the problem. It was obviously the offense.
No. So Jared, again, you know how I kind of did something last week where I was like, I'd like to see the numbers. I would love to see the numbers. Like, if you just took Paul Skeens out of all of it, how much worse do the numbers get? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting conversation.
A couple of those would for sure drop. Yeah.
Well,
I think they'd all. I mean, all the starting numbers would drop for sure, right? But like,
Yeah.
how much is he holding these guys up? Is my question. You know what I mean?
Well, he
A
is
lot.
the Cy Young winner, so I would imagine that number. These numbers
He's
go.
been very consistent.
These numbers go lower. So like 6, and they'll go to double digits. These single digit ones will go to double digits, 100%. If you took Paul Skeens out. All right, their notable losses: Mike Burrows traded to Houston, Johan Oviedo, one of their starters, traded to Boston, Colin Holderman, one of their relievers, signed with Cleveland, Andrew McCutchen still a free agent, and so is Tommy Pham. So not really a lot of losses there, but they made a lot of moves this offseason, which I'm kind of like, they were a lot more active than I thought they were. They were in on Kyle Schwarber before he returned to the Phillies, which I don't think Schwarber was going to sign there anyway, unless they, backed up like a ton of Brinks trucks for him. But I think he just wanted to go back to Philly anyway. They signed Marcell Ozuna, now from the Pirates, to a 1-year, $10.5 million deal. Jose Urquidy, former Astro, but he was with Detroit this last season. 1 year, $1.5 million. Former Guardian and Padre, Mike Clevenger. He was not with the team last season. I think he was rehabbing or just out of baseball for a little bit. Ryan O'Hearn was with the Padres after being traded there. This is their first multi-year deal for a player that they've signed since Ivan Nova back in Nam. Chris Davinsky,
Wow.
former.
They actually decided to make a splash this year. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm pretty sure if they're not spending money, the Players Association is going to file a grievance. They did that with the A's last offseason, where if they didn't spend a certain amount of money, they were going to file a grievance. So, yeah, that's how some of these owners still stay in, with owning a team, because when they're pushed up against a wall, they're forced to spend, which I think they should spend either way and not just, abuse the Moneyball tactic. Ryan O'Hearn was the multi-year offer, though it would not surprise me if he just gets traded at the deadline or gets traded next offseason, because it would be the Pirates. Chris Davinsky, former Astro, minor league deal. Jake Mangum and Brandon Lau coming over from the Rays in that 3-team trade they did that sent... I forgot who the Rays got in that deal. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, but yeah, Brandon Lau was the big one that got moved. And then Jake Mangum's not a bad bench player as well for depth. Gregory Soto, former, Tiger, Philly, and Oriole, going over there. Mason Montgomery was also in the Brandon Lau and Jake Mangum trade. And then Dominic Fletcher, formerly from the White Sox, minor league deal. So, not a bad offseason. The Brandon Lau move I like. It's good for them. And now we
Good player.
and now we get to the rotation. Disclaimer: Jared Jones, one of their younger starters, is injured, so he's starting on the injured list. Otherwise, he'd be in this 5th spot right here. You got Paul Skeens, Cy Young
They have
winner.
some good young pitchers.
Mitch Keller, Braxton Ashcraft, Bubba Chandler is one of their top prospects, so he's projected to be a starter. Jose Urquidy, obviously, as I mentioned. And then this, ladies and gentlemen, is why they're not going to win 80-something games. It's this bullpen right here. Dennis Santana is your
I'm gonna
closer.
just get it out of the way. Hold on. I'm just gonna get it out of the way beforehand. Who? Go ahead, continue.
Dennis Santana as your closer already screams to me that you are probably losing close to... You're more likely going to lose 80 games than you are going to win 80 games. I'm sorry. You lost me at Dennis Santana as the closer. Gregory Soto as the setup. I mean, okay, I guess. Isaac Mattson, Justin Lawrence, Mason Montgomery, Carmen Lodzinski, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Evan Sisk and Johan Ramirez. Yeah, this does not inspire me of holding leads. If Paul Skeens pitches 7 shutout innings, but with a 1-run lead, the Pirates are going to lose.
They're about to give up 3 runs.
They're going to give up and lose
Yep.
like 3-1. That is what is going to happen. Yep. But now, I looked at the lineup and
There's
bench.
at least 3 who's for me in there.
Yeah, there's at least 2 for me. This lineup, maybe they can not be 30th in the league in almost every category in a hitter's park. I mean, they could work on that. Spencer Horwitz, first base. Brandon Lau at second. Brian Reynolds in right field. Ryan O'Hearn batting cleanup in left. Marcelo Ozuna, DH. O'Neal Cruz in center field. Nick Gonzalez at short. Jared Triolo, me at third. And Joey Bart, Giants legend, in the catcher spot. Yeah, Ryan, I know. It hurt. You don't like hearing his name.
There's a reason he's batting 9th. Let's move on.
Yeah, the 1 through 6 isn't bad. It's 7 through 9 that's going to be probably a tough watch for Pirates fans.
No, 1 through 6 is actually like...
Decent. It's decent.
You know, it's nice. No, it's nice. I think it's nice. I just don't know if Brandon Lau and Ryan O'Hearn's going to make... You know, you're not winning like 12 more games because of those guys. I just don't think you are, you know.
True. And Ozuna's kind of good, but he can be inconsistent at times.
Yeah, he's not like...
Well, at least he's not playing the field.
But...
At least he's not playing the field. Otherwise, you get a lot of errors and misplays out there. Projected bench.
Brian Reynolds is still here.
He signed an extension like a year or 2 ago. So
I know. I'm just saying, like, he's never gonna get out of there.
He chose to stay there. So
yeah.
Projected bench. You could argue maybe Henry Davis should be the one starting, but we'll see. This is just the projection. Utility Nick York. I forgot to put his last name, but it's Josh Nixon something. Here, I can pull up his name real quick. I have Fangraphs pulled up here. Depth chart. So it is Josh Nixon Garcia. I believe that's how you pronounce his first name. If I mispronounce it, I apologize. And then Jake Mangum as the other.
You're probably right.
As the other depth piece. So yeah, that's the Pirates, or the Pittsburgh Paul Skeens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go off the DraftKings one, because I know all of us are taking under on 82.9. So 78.5. Where do we go? Where are we going, over or under with that?
If you're asking me from like a gambling perspective, the fact that people are betting the over at, it was 76.5 when you entered that. I don't know when you did that. But since then, this line has moved up 2 more games. Yeah, so in this week, people are starting to, bet the over on the Pittsburgh Pirates. That number is going to continue to rise. Whatever it ends up as, I'm going to take the under on it. I don't think that number is going to get bet all the way up to 83 games or whatever. No. But 78, that feels reasonable. I'm going to take the under, though. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have it's Paul Skeens and everybody else.
What are we
1 through
talking
6,
about?
like you said,
A
1 through
solid
6 is
guy,
very
yeah.
nice in the lineup though.
They
Like
made some
I
good
like
additions bat-wise, I'll say. Yeah, I think a
yeah.
couple good relievers like Gregory Soto's good, but the bullpen's pretty bad
It's
from what it looks like.
uninspiring.
So
It is a very uninspiring bullpen.
yeah, like you said,
Yep.
Dennis Santana as a closer. Yeah, no, not a whole lot of belief there. I would
And
take the under as well.
it's just this 30th in OPS runs and home runs, and probably one of the biggest hitter friendly parks like you could have is just it's embarrassing to me. You don't deserve to be projected to win 80 plus games when you had that.
You know what is kind of crazy though?
Hmm.
You know what is kind of crazy? Considering how bad this division is, they could hit the under and still finish like second in the division.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
They could win 77 games and finish second, depending on how we feel about Milwaukee later. Like I don't know.
Cardinals are atrocious this year. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, late buddy. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I've never seen a roster doing this doc. I've not seen a roster more ass than the St. Louis Cardinals going into this season. So as we scroll down to
Oh
the
my
to the St. Louis
Oh
Cardinals,
lordy.
dude, I'm gonna write the DK number in right now. It's insane how
69
and a half.
and a half. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. So obviously,
Damn, bro, that picture.
I was struggling with some
That's
memes,
insane.
but when I saw this one, I think that's Nolan Arenado, getting some
Bro.
of a Matt Carpenter's cake. I couldn't resist. I was not finding any good memes. I wasn't finding any good memes, y'all. This one's fine because it's actually real. Cardinals fans will tell you we lose because Oliver Marmol is not that great a manager, and his decisions, specifically bullpen decisions, are not great. Their overall rankings from this past season, first they were 4th in the Central, 78 and 84, so not that much better than the Pirates. But their average was 17th, on base was 18th, OPS was 25th, runs 19th, home runs 29th, and stolen bases 20th. Their rotation and bullpen, their ERA 25th for the starters, 10th for the relievers, 22nd in WHIP for the starters, 18th for the relievers. Their best stat between both, 5th in walks for the starters, 13th for the relievers, and then
No,
this is where
not,
yeah.
they're not. The only reason the walk numbers are as good as they are is because everybody hits off of them,
Yeah.
right? And it's I don't
Yeah,
know.
you see why the
Oh,
walk
God.
numbers are low and then the hit numbers are like really high. Like Ks per 9, 29th for the starters and 20th for the relievers, and then hits 28th for starters, 21st for the relievers, and then home runs 17th for the starters. But hey, the relievers kept the home runs down with 2nd in the league overall. Okay, now at least the free agent table, it wasn't that bad to do. I mean, they lost Miles Michaelis to the Nats. Sonny Gray they traded to Boston. They did that for Wilson Contreras too. They traded Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks. Brendan Donovan saved by Mariners, and then John King signed with the Marlins. Their free agent.
You got some notable names on this list, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you got some names here.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be
Nolan
more later.
Arenado's been traded already.
There's gonna be some probably more names that they trade off at the deadline, possibly as well. We will get to them soon.
Crazy.
Their additions: Dustin May, 1 year, $12.5 million deal after being traded from the Dodgers to the Red Sox at the deadline last year. He lands there. Ryan Stanek, or Ryan Stank, as I like to call him. I think he's an okay reliever, not the greatest. 1 year, $3.5 million, come from the Mets. Dick Fitz, acquired from Boston. Hunter Dobbins, also acquired from Boston. And Justin Broll, former Dodger, acquired from Cleveland in a trade. I mean, you got some young arms here, especially with May. But with May, it's all about being healthy. Is he gonna, and if he's going to be consistent, because there's sometimes where his command gets a little out of hand. Their starting rotation, man, this might be the worst rotation in the league, y'all. Matthew Liberatore is projected to be
Wow.
the ace. Dustin May,
Yeesh.
Andrew Palante.
Who the hell is Kyle Leahy?
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly. Like, I can maybe see if he's one of their top prospects, which it wouldn't surprise me if he was.
Probably, yeah. They're gonna have to rely on a lot of young arms, probably.
Let me see. On their top prospect list, he is not on there. So, unless he's just a signing that I missed, or he's just been with them for a while, I don't know. But yeah, he's the 5th starter. Their bullpen, they're projected to have 2 different closers, a righty and a lefty. Riley O'Brien and JoJo Romero. We'll see how well that goes this offseason. Matt Svanson as the setup guy. Ryan Stanek and Justin Brule, Matt Pushard, and George Soriano to round out the middle. And then Gordon Graceffo as the bulk inning eater. And then now in the
There's a lot
lineup,
of who's.
yeah, in this lineup, we're probably going to see a couple of these guys get traded. I would not surprise me if they did, but if they didn't, then I guess that's who the Cardinals are rolling with. Lars Nootbaar in left, Ivan Herrera. Yeah, Ivan Herrera, DH, he can also catch. Alec Burleson can play multiple positions in the infield. Nolan Gorman at third, batting cleanup. Mason Wynn at shortstop. J.J. Weatherholt is one of their top prospects, so he's projected to be their second baseman.
What the heck is that?
Yeah. Jordan Walker in right, Pedro Pajes at catcher, and then Victor Scott II in center field. And then their bench, Yoel Pozo as their backup catcher, Jose Fermin and Thomas Sagassi as their utility guys, and then Nathan Church in the outfield. Okay, I'm sure we're all going to hammer the under on 69.5. Am I right, guys?
I mean,
it's hard not to, but like 69
dude,
and a half is also like hella low.
that's so low. But I'm gonna be real. You went through that all that. I did not recognize a single name on this other than Dustin May.
Wait,
That is the only player I know on this.
none of the batters, like none of the players.
I don't know who any of these dudes are. They're winning like 55 games.
If you gave
Like,
me
oh, who are these?
Mason Wynn's pretty good. Alec Burleson's like a power hitter. Nolan Gorman is
Alec
sometimes a power
Burleson
hitter.
and Lars
Lars is
Nootbaar are
solid.
my 2 people that might get traded from this team at the
Yeah.
deadline, especially
Pedro
Lars.
Pajes had, and both their catchers, Herrera and Pajes, actually did pretty well last year.
Yeah. If you gave me a top 30 team, this team easily bottom 5 for me.
Yeah, no, for sure.
In the
still,
league.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
Hard to go
Cardinal.
under on 70, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, the Cardinal way that they rode last decade is dead. It's not the way anymore. The old guard is dead. Chaim Bloom, former Red Sox GM, is there, and he's going to do things his way, and that's going to be building up the farm system. So maybe in a couple of years or so, the Cardinals will have probably one of the most exciting, maybe one of their best young cores in a while, but it'll take time. The Cardinals are going to be a tough watch for some people. If you're a Cubs fan, though, no, it's going to be a great watch. It's
Yeah, true. They won 78 games last year, though, bro. Like, and they weren't that great last year.
Yeah, but they also
Although
traded. They
Nolan
traded. Look at who they
Arenado,
traded.
Donovan, Sonny Gray. Yeah, that's true.
They're going to lose some games because of that. So, all right, and now
so tough
we go to the Reds. Ryan's Reds.
Yes, my Reds. Let's go.
So obviously the NL
Wonderful.
the
crazy.
NL wild card one, because once they got there, the Reds were just no match. That's why I have the Willem Dafoe meme of them looking up. They drew the Dodgers, and the Dodgers just sent them packing in 2 games. And then, of course, Ryan just basking in the glory of Ellie De La Cruz. This is Reed Richards from Marvel Rivals. This is a fan drawing of him looking up. So,
Dude, before we do this team, he's got to put it together this year, man.
Seriously.
No more of this inconsistent BS that he's on all the time.
Yeah.
This has to be the year, man. Cause
Losing
I'm about to hop out of here, man. I'm about to hop off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep doing it.
Train.
Anthony Richardson,
Yeah.
shades of him. You know what I mean? Like,
I was literally gonna say that. That's so funny. Yeah.
my glorious king of baseball. This has to be the year. I gave him more time because in baseball, this they develop. It takes a couple years. I understand that.
Yeah.
We're in like year 3 or 4 right now. Let's come on. Like,
think
let's.
it's gonna
It was
be-
pretty inconsistent last year.
this is going to be his
Show
third
me
full
something.
year. This is going to be his third full year, I believe, because he came up in 23. So,
This is the year.
Show me something.
yeah, he did decline a hefty extension from them, too, from the Reds. So, he's betting on himself.
As he should.
As he should.
What is wrong with this franchise? Him and Burrow gonna get up out of Cincinnati.
For real.
All right. So obviously they finished third in the Central, 83-79. It was enough to snag the final wild card spot. Just the unfortunate draw of facing Tyler and I's Dodgers. Their team averages
BTA.
also in a hitter-friendly ballpark, might I add, in Cincinnati. 17th in average, 18th in on base, 25th in OPS, 19th in runs, almost dead last in home runs, and 20th in stolen bases. And you'd think with a guy like Ellie, they would not be this low in stolen bases. But he's probably the one keeping them out of the low 20s. So, and then yeah, this is where it gets bad. Obviously, Hitters Park, the starting numbers aren't going to be that good for their pitchers. 25th in ERA, 22nd in WHIP, 5th in walks, 29th in strikeouts, 28th in hits, and 17th in home runs. The relievers a little better, but not by much. 10th in ERA, 18th in WHIP, 13th in walks, 20th in strikeouts, 21st in hits, and 2nd in home runs. Now, I think a lot of that was due to injuries as well. I think Hunter Green missed some time, so did Nick Lodolo. And then Chase Burns hadn't come up yet, so they're all healthy to start the season. I'm pretty sure from when I did this, they were projected on there. Their notable losses, they did trade Gavin Lux to the Rays. Nick Martinez also went to the Rays.
Oh, so he's just gonna take over for Brandon Lau.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, yeah.
Scott Barlow, former Guardian and Royal, going to the A's. Brent Suter going to the Angels. Austin Hayes to the White Sox. Santiago Espinal signed a minor league deal with the Dodgers. And Miguel Andujar, who they got from the A's at the deadline last season, signed with the Padres. Their notable additions, Eugenio Suarez returns after a couple stops in Seattle and Arizona on a one-year, $15 million deal. Caleb Ferguson also follows Suarez to Cincinnati. J.J. Bleday, former A, also going to the Reds from the Athletics. I tried so hard not to put Oak, but, I tried to be fair. Brock Burke from the Angels acquired via trade. Pierce Johnson, former Rocky and Brave, signing a one-year contract. Garrett Hampson, utility player. Nathaniel Lau, who was with the Red Sox. And then Michael Tolia, former Rocky. All of them signing the minor league deals. I don't think any of them are projected to make their roster, but there's some notable names who've played, in the majors last season, so you never know. The starting rotation, pretty solid. Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott, Brady Singer, Nick Lodolo, Chase Burns. Chase Burns, expect to have a breakout. He's one of their top pitching prospects, so we're going to see how that goes.
Dude, he was crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then their bullpen, Pagan, I believe they re-signed him, so he's going to be closing again. Tony Santillon, Graham Ashcraft for the setup guys. Brock Burke, Pierce Johnson, Caleb Ferguson, and Connor Phillips to round out the middle. And then former A, Sam Mull as the bulk guy. That's the pitching staff. The starting lineup, TJ Friedel in center, Noelvi Marte in right. Hopefully he doesn't get suspended for any PEDs like he did, I believe, last season. Ellie De La Cruz, shortstop. Eugenio Suarez at DH. Sal Stewart, one of their young guys who also he played in the wild card series as well. He's at first. Tyler Stevenson at catcher, JJ Boudet in left, Matt McLean at second, and Cabrian Hayes, who they got from the Pirates at the deadline, at third. And then the bench, Jose Trevino is the backup catcher, Spencer Steer, utility guy, and then Will Benson and Dane Myers to round out outfield depth. That's the Reds. What do we think? Ryan, this is one of your adopted sons right here. Like, what are you thinking?
Kind of a lot of the same as last year. Like, I just
Not a
feel
lot of
like
big improvements.
I don't think they got much better. Like, obviously, like you got Hunter Green has to stay healthy because he's awesome when he's actually on, right? And then you need Ellie again, take the next step. Like, I just think that the same thing as last year. It's a whole lot of ifs with this team. You don't have like the depth in your lineup to kind of fall back on, I don't think. Like, I think that it kind of falls off. Like, I thought Matt McLean was going to be really good. He's not, like, he's okay, like nothing special.
Yeah,
Um,
average hitter.
yeah, so look, man, at what are we sitting at? 81 and a half on DK. Like, I'm going to take the over because I believe in the team. I believe in the players. But I would not be like I'd stay away from it if you're like betting real money, you know what I mean? 82 games for this team is going to be it's going to be tough, I expect kind of the same what they go last year, 83 and 79. They'll be around the same thing, I think. I don't think that you're going to see a huge improvement one way or the other. Whole lot of ifs. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, I think, they made some decent additions, but nothing too crazy. I mean, Suarez coming back there's nice. Um, they got some bullpen help, but there's still notable question marks. Obviously, I think their starting rotation is great. Nick Nodolo can be really good at times. Singer was good. Abbott's pretty good. Like, that's all a really good rotation. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be, like Ryan said, just in that same area. And if we're going off Fangraphs, the 78.8, I'd feel a lot better about going over.
Oh yeah, I would too. Yep.
But 81.5, yeah, I'd see them probably 82, 83 again in that range. Barely making the wild card, maybe.
You'd be very happy with like 87 wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like that's like a high end, like, you know what, everything probably went right this season. Probably still a wild card berth, depending on, I mean, maybe unless the Cubs fell apart or something.
Right. They still have the Cubs and the Brewers to deal with. Obviously, I feel like the Pirates might have a little bit of a better team this year too, from what it seems like, at least people projecting and everything. Um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting for them to kind of fight it out. All these teams are gonna, just like every year, always gonna be fighting for the top, and it's always close in this division.
Well, they made the wild card last year with their first season as Terry Francona as manager. The next step is getting back there and either, I'd say, winning a game first, and then hopefully moving on to the division series is the next step. So just hope you don't draw the Dodgers again, because if you do, I don't think it's gonna go well again. So
No, it won't.
all right, now to the Cubs. Now, the memes I have on here, of course, are as follows. The donkey one is, it's pretty crazy how even though no games have been played yet, everyone knows the Tucker for Smith trade is going to be a complete disaster. And yeah. I mean, Astros got a young, controllable player, and the Cubs got one season of Tucker and let him walk. So, I mean, they did make the playoffs and took the Brewers to 5 games, but in the end, would you feel that trade was worth it? I don't think it was if I was a Cubs fan giving up Smith. And then, of course,
No.
obviously the next meme, yeah, Tucker, oh, I'm going to go over to the Dodgers. I'm going to leave you guys for the Dodgers, yeah. The projected wins are at 86 after they won 92 last season. That's according to Fangraphs. I don't know what DK has them at. But yeah.
1 sec. 88.5.
All right, so
Wow.
a few games less than what they won last year. I mean, especially with the additions too.
It's always higher on their thing.
Now, I looked at their offensive numbers, and considering they play in the windy city of Chicago at Wrigley, which is known to be a pitcher's park because of the wind, their offensive numbers were pretty darn solid. 13th in average, 10th in on-base, 7th in OPS, 5th in runs, 6th in home runs, and 3rd in stolen bases. Now, the rotation, it's a mixed bag. On one hand, they were 8th in ERA for the starters, 1st in whip, 1st in walks. Yeah, both the starters and relievers were 1st in walks, so they did not walk a lot of people. But they didn't strike a lot of people out, 27th and 21st respectively. Hits per 9th, 8th and 13th, and then the home runs, 23rd and 20th. Yeah, the starters, Justin Steele is still injured, so he's not going to be ready for opening day, I believe. So that's going to be a big loss for them to start. But then, yeah.
Damn, he's been out for a while.
I don't remember what the injury was, but he'll be out. Their notable losses, Owen Casey was one of their top prospects. They traded him to Miami for who we'll get down there once we get to the additions. Kyle Tucker, as we mentioned, signed with the Dodgers. Andrew Kittredge, one of the relievers, was traded to the Orioles. Ryan Brazier, former Dodger, signed with the Rangers. Brad Keller went to the Phillies. He was their closer aside from Palencia for a little bit. Taylor Rogers went back to the Twins. Michael Soroka went to the D-backs. Willie Castro signed with the Rockies. Aaron Savale signed with the A's. And then Drew Pomeranz signed with the Angels. Now, their notable free agent additions. Alex Bregman, the big fish. 5-year, $175 million from Boston to play third, kicking Matt Shaw to the bench. Shelby Miller, former Dodger and Diamondback and Tiger, going to the Brewers. Hunter Harvey coming in from the Royals. And Jacob Webb. Like, they signed a lot of Rangers relievers because the Rangers relief corps was actually pretty solid. So Jacob Webb, Holby Milner, and Phil Maton, all three of those guys. Former Yankee Tyler Austin, given a 1 year, I mean, it's not a big risk of a contract, but he's coming over from Japan, so, you know. Then Edward Cabrera is the guy they traded for Owen Casey. Thank you, Tyler. Edward Cabrera is the starter they got. And then Chas McCormick, former Astros, signing a minor league deal there. Now, their starting rotation, without Justin Steele, I'm a little mixed on the rotation. You got Matthew Boyd, Edward Cabrera, like I said, it's good.
Boyd's a legend.
Cade Horton.
Legend.
Shota Imanaga, they got him back on a 1 year.
Legend.
And then Jamison Tyone. No legend for Jamison? None. You said legend for everybody else. I thought.
I never picked up Jameson, and I never picked Jameson up in fantasy. The other guys, you know.
Oh yeah, he picked up Matthew Boyd a lot.
Matthew Boyd was really good last year.
All right, they're
He totally aided in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. Projected bullpen, Daniel Palencia, their closer, and then their setup guys, Phil Maton and Hunter Harvey. And in the middle rounds out to be Caleb Thielbar, Jacob Webb, Holby Milner, and Javier Assad with Colin Ray, former Brewer, as the bulk inning guy. Now the starting lineup. Now here's a lineup that knows how to play some ball. ladies and gentlemen. Michael Bush, Dodger legend, at first. Alex Bregman at third. Ian Happ in left. Seiya Suzuki batting cleanup in right. Pete Crow Armstrong in center field. Nico Horner at second. Dansby Swanson at short. This guy is one of their top prospects. Moises Ballesteros. And then he's at
Oh
DH.
yeah, I heard his name last year.
And then Carson Kelly at catcher. And then their bench, Miguel Amaya is the backup catcher. Tyler Austin, who again I'm just shocked he's back in the majors. We'll see how this goes. Can play first in outfield. Matt Shaw can apparently play the outfield, but I don't know how much playing time he's gonna get. And then Chas McCormick as the other guy in that bench. So for the Cubs, boys, or at least Tyler, while Ryan goes off to picks on something. Are we leaning on over or under for 88.5, Tyler?
Man, I mean they won 92 games last year. Obviously, you get rid of Kyle Tucker, that definitely helped you with a couple of those wins, I'm sure. I like the addition of Edward Cabrera. I think he's shown a lot of good signs of potential in Miami. I know I picked him up a couple times in fantasy, and he's pretty good for the most part. Doesn't give up a lot of runs. Has good strikeout upside. You pair him with Shota Imanaga. Cade Horton was pretty good last year. Matthew Boyd was as well. A good lineup. They added some good relievers as well from the Rangers. I mean, it kind of looks like they got better. I know it's losing Kyle Tucker. That's tough to say, but like overall, their lineup still looks really good. Pretty much the same as last year. You add Bregman, not a bad ad, of course. I feel like I'd like to say over because they won 92 last year. So who's to say they couldn't at least get 90? I feel like
Yeah, they are in contention. For
I'm with you.
If not for the Brewers' hot
What's up?
streak in July, you could have argued they could have won the division.
They had it,
But
Yeah.
the Brewers just caught fire at the right time to pull
and
away.
they kind of fell off also.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Cubs, Ryan? Before we move on to the last team.
I think this team. I know they lost. Losing Kyle Tucker's big, but obviously, I think that they supplemented that loss very well. With Bregman, talked about Cabrera. Like they did a lot to kind of replace that production, right?
Agreed.
The rotation's good, and it's not even fully there yet, right? Mentioned the injury to
Steele.
Justin Steele.
Justin Steele, right? And I don't know. I think they could easily win 90 games. They should be the favorite in this division, hands down. They're a
Agree.
serious. Well, I think they're a serious World Series contender, right after, obviously underneath the Dodgers, but like they're right there. You know what I mean? So that's where I would be with them. I'd take the over. They're gonna win 90 plus games.
Alrighty.
Yep.
And now we move on to the last team, Ryan's Brewers. And ladies and gentlemen, I wanna look and see Ryan's.
This is insane. Oh man, I got a different Detroit hat on this episode.
Yeah.
This is great, dude. Oh my goodness.
So obviously,
Oh my
we're
God,
gonna
dude.
start with the fly the L flag, which the Brewers waved after beating the Cubs in Game 5, and then proceeding to get swept by the Dodgers in the NLCS. And then everything else is just Ryan because he says, "I don't know if I'm gonna pick the Brewers this year, or I'm not gonna pick the Brewers." But then the mask starts calling his name, calling out to him, saying. So we're going to see after we go through this team if Ryan goes back to the well. So obviously, Ryan, I just put over the.
They haven't, dude. In the regular season, they haven't let me down. In the regular season, so we'll see.
Yep. he's all in. He's pushing all his chips in. That's why I got Sal Frelick, Bryce Terang, and Jackson Churio there. And then, of course, the Green Goblin mask. And I somehow just found a perfect still image, Ryan, when I was going through last episode, and I went, "Oh my god!" Like that is perfect.
Good. Me and the mask are matching right now. It's crazy. Yeah.
Like I was trying to put
It's
together
great.
like one of you, just like one that's like smiling, like I'm not gonna pick the Brewers, guys. I'm gonna make smart choices, and then just this one like pick the Brewers. All right, their season ranks. Did I? Hold on, I might have forgot. I think I forgot to do theirs. I forgot to fix theirs. I think I just did their. I think I did forget to do the Brewers numbers. This was late last night, so I will quickly go to the Brewers on Fangraphs and name off the correct stats because I just copy and pasted from the Cubs. So I will quickly get their stats up here once the thing loads for me. Okay, so they're hitting. They were third in average, second in on base, 11th in OPS, third in runs, 22nd in home runs, second in stolen bases. So they were not a big home run hitting team, though later in the season, home runs were a little bit of their identity. Hitting and getting just passing the baton was their main identity all throughout the season. And now
What was on base?
the
I
on
love someone who's trying to keep up right now.
yeah, sorry.
He's
So,
typing it in, trying to keep up.
on base was second. They were second.
11th OPS, right?
Yeah. Third in runs.
22nd home runs.
And then
Eesh.
second in stolen bases.
Pretty good other than home runs. Damn.
Yep.
Hey, that's just smart baseball. Just the way
Kind of
baseball
surprising too,
should be
'cause
played.
they got some
Put the
dudes that were
ball in
whack
play, good
numbers.
things will happen.
Mm-hmm. For their starting pitchers, they were third in ERA. They were 11th in WHIP, 24th in walks per nine, 4th in Ks per nine, 4th in hits per nine, and then 10th in home runs per nine. So aside from walks, everything else was pretty solid. Then for their relief core, which is pretty solid, 6th in ERA.
Oh, should I change it or?
I mean, I can change it later. I mean, if you don't want to change it, it's fine because like we're not gonna, come back to this. Eighth,
Okay.
8th in WHIP, 15th in walks per nine, 13th in Ks per nine, 6th in hits per nine, and 7th in home runs per nine. So their relief core was mainly their strength aside from their starting. And obviously they lost their ace. So their notable free agent losses: Freddie Peralta traded to the Mets. Caleb Durbin, their third baseman,
Big one.
finalist for NL Rookie of the Year this year, traded to Boston as the Alex Bregman replacement. And Andrew Monasterio follows him to Boston in that trade. Tobias Myers goes with Peralta to the Mets in that trade as well. And then this trade we covered last episode, Isaac Collins, outfielder, and reliever Nick Mears traded to the Royals. Jose Quintana goes to Colorado. Rhys Hoskins, as of yesterday morning, signed with the Guardians.
Wow.
So it's a minor league deal, but he'll get paid, I think, $1.5 million if he makes the major league roster, which I think if you just hit above 200, you can make Cleveland's opening day roster.
Yeah, probably.
Danny Jansen, journeyman catcher, signs with the Rangers. Shelby Miller signed with the Cubs. And then Jordan Montgomery, who was traded there because the D-backs wanted to get off that contract, went back to Texas. And their additions, they didn't make many. They lost more than they gained. Luis Rengifo, former Angel, is the Caleb Durbin stopgap. Gary Sanchez going back to Milwaukee after a stop in Baltimore. Kyle Harrison and David Hamilton were part of the Durbin trade. Angel Zerpa was the return of the Collins and Mears trade. And then Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams, I don't know if they're going to make the majors this year, but they're two notable names to know in their prospect system now, and they will be seeing the majors most likely sooner rather than later. But I would not expect these two to make an impact on this season, but they're two notable prospects to know. The starting rotation, Woodruff is healthy. He will be the ace. Jacob Mizorowski, the Miz. Quinn Priester, Chad Patrick, and Logan Henderson. I mean, it's all righties, but that's not stopped the Brewers. Now
It's a pretty good rotation.
their bullpen pretty solid as well. They can go to two different guys to close, or hell, I feel like any of these guys can close, except the the bulk guy. But yeah, Abner Uribe and Trevor McGill as the two closers. Jared Koenig and Aaron Ashby as the setup guys. Angel Zerpa, Grant Anderson, and Rob. And I am apologies for if I mispronounce his name. Zastrinsny, I think.
Pretty good. Yeah, that's probably says Disney. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you, brother.
And then DL Hall as the bulk guy. Then their starting lineup, it's pretty much the same minus Caleb Durbin. Jackson Churio leading off in left, Bryce Turang at second, William Contreras at catcher, Christian Yelich, the DH, batting cleanup, Andrew Vaughn at first, Sal Frelick in right, Luis Rengifo at third, Garrett Mitchell in right, Joey Ortiz at shortstop, and then the bench, Gary Sanchez, the backup, Jake Bowers, Tyler's guy, David Hamilton, and Blake Perkins. All right, it is decision time, but we're going to go with Ryan. How do you feel about these Brewers? Your Brewers.
Dude, it's just like... So the number's at 84.5. I don't think they're as good as the Cubs. I just don't. But, like...
They always prove...
They
crazy.
just always find a way to...
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, Freddie's
Not
in New
having
York.
Freddie Peralta is big. Yeah.
Freddie's in New York, but the rotation's still good. It's still good, right? They do they always do dumb trades. They're like, oh, let's trade our rookie of the year finalist to another team, right? Doesn't matter. I look at the lineup and it's still pretty good. And
Weird to
then
see Luis Rengifo not an Angel.
Mhm.
So that's pretty wild.
They lost him for nothing. They could have traded him when he was at his peak, but they didn't because Artie Moreno.
listen, 84.5. Where's the Green Goblin mask? Give me the over. We're back. My Brewers
I knew it. That's why I put it.
are easily hitting the over. It won't even be close. Could they win 90-plus games again? It's a possibility. Could they win the division? It's
Not
a
97,
possibility.
I think.
They're
but
not
maybe.
winning 97 games again. I think they have the best record in the league. I
How
think.
dare you doubt my Brewers? They could win 100 games.
What I saw in the NLCS is what gives me doubt. That is what gives me doubt.
Doesn't matter. That's the postseason. Only one team can win in the postseason. Only one team wins. In the regular season, these guys are an automatic 85 games. Brewers over, easy money.
Tyler, your thoughts on the Brewers?
Yeah, I think over 85 makes sense. You know, they're still going to be good. They always find a way. Obviously, losing Freddie is huge. Caleb Durbin's going to hurt a little too. But, you know, they picked up some guys and not terrible. You know, like Ryan said, when you look at the lineup, it's still the same. Still great. The rotation's still really good, in my opinion. They have a solid bullpen and some good bench players as well. So, yeah, I could see them going over 85 for sure. And they'll be fighting for first place, no doubt. Them and the Cubs. I still think the Cubs might be a little better, at least just on paper when you're looking at it. But I don't know. those rotations are pretty similar, pretty even.
Alrighty. It is standings time, boys. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
I'll say, Rye, you want to go first?
Spotlight is on you, Ryan.
Okay.
I think we are all gonna have the same last place. So like,
Clear,
yeah, we're all gonna have the same
clear
last
last place.
Non, Nolan or
Nolan Arenado. He's gone, and your team is trash. Get out of here. There's my pun for them. Okay. Now this is where it gets hard. But unfortunately, I still don't believe in this team. Instead of no run support, it is no run skiing sport. It makes sense, right? It's all skiing's not getting run support. Yeah.
Surprised you didn't just
That's
say the
the-
Pittsburgh Pulse Kings.
You can use that one.
That's the
Tyler.
Pirates. Okay. Third place. Unfortunately,
His Reds.
yeah, it's Ellie De La Luz because they just lose. Like literally, they just lose, and he's gonna be on another team soon, boys. It's gonna be fine. He'll be good. Now, this is where it's like choosing between: do I go with my Brewers or do I go with my head? And I'm like, I know the Cubs are better.
He's going with the mask.
I know the Cubs are better.
He's going with the Brewers.
I know the Cubs are better. So, because I know the Cubs are better, I'm putting them in second because let's be real here. I'm not the baseball guy. What do I have to lose here? There's the steel curtain in second. And then my Brewers are winning this division again. Easy. Easy money. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to bet some money on some stuff? I got you. Automatic W's here for baseball. I just print money. Give me the Brewers. You know what? I'm getting rid of the S's, and I'm just putting a bunch of W's because that's all they get. My Brewers.
Change the M
Go ahead, Tyler.
from Milwaukee to W for win. Is what Ryan just did.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I've been trying to come up with a name for the Cardinals. That's good.
No,
Nolan
Lindor.
Yeah. No, Nolan Arenado. That's good.
The St. Louis Who's. So are they?
I thought
they're
I'm not
owls?
even kidding.
They're owls now.
I thought he was just going to call them the Rams. I thought he was just going to call them the St. Louis Rams. The Rams.
That's funny.
Non-existent.
Kind of crazy that I really think the Pirates are going to be better than. Oh my gosh.
The only way they'd be second is if everybody else ahead of them got injured.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Matt McClains.
Man, we're really all going to be the same here. Matt McClains, yeah. Yeah, that's the...
Are you going to go with the mask too?
Hell no. He's
wow,
not going to come
brutal from Tyler. The Red
Daddy
losers. The
That is
Red, that is mean.
What am I supposed to, like, bruh? I'm trying to think of what to put. I'm not trying to be mean like that, but...
Nah, you need to be mean.
Yeah, this is baseball. There's no
Those guys-
crying in baseball.
All right. True. This is where it gets hard.
There's no crying in baseball unless you're the Dodgers crying about trash cans for the Astros, right? Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Look both ways when you cross the street when you get back to California, buddy.
Uh,
Oh, this is tough.
just come on. I have to be the only one that picks the Brewers. It's our brand. You can't pick the Brewers.
All right.
Yes, you can, Tyler. Don't listen to him. He's trying to gaslight you.
Come on. Everybody thinks the Cubs are better.
He's gatekeeping
Not
and
everybody,
gaslighting
but
you.
I mean, like,
He-
I know he is. I feel like lineup wise, they're so even, bro. Like, oh man. I think losing Caleb Durbin and Freddie Peralta hurts more than just like Kyle Tucker because they added Edward Cabrera as well. Okay.
And Bregman. Don't forget about him.
Bregman.
They
Yeah.
got Bregman, so.
I have a great pun for you that I was throwing around. Bregman down
Bregman down.
instead of Blackhawk down. Bregman down.
Oh my god. Oh, Blackhawks the hockey team. Oh my god. I got it, dude.
That's good.
Or Ima Naga. That doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay. Ryan just
Crow Armstrong and wrong
And wrong.
or right because they're gonna win the division. Or yeah, you need a Brewers one. How about Churio, more like Chor-eo,
No,
because
we're
chores suck. Chores are
No.
not fun to do.
just like this
Or
cringe ass like pun maybe from Ryan is just the segment that we needed.
I think I'm doing great.
This just needs to be a thing now. Every like standing we do for like baseball, football, like you just need to like Bregman down. That I liked that, Ryan. That one was good.
That's good. Yeah. They already got Bear down, right? You know?
They got Bear. Well, they might not have Bear down soon anymore. They might not have Bear down anymore.
Oh yeah, sure.
Indiana
and here
will
comes
have it.
Jared. Gonna pick the Pirates to finish first. Because he believes in Paul Skeens.
I do believe in Paul
Skeens
Skeens.
going-
I just don't believe in the other
He's going
25 guys on this
40-0
roster.
week. 40-0.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we all believe in Paul Skeens, but they suck still. They're good enough to get maybe third if the Reds are that bad.
Rip the Cardinal Way is in last.
There you go.
I mean, do I think that some of those top three are gonna have a disappointing season? I don't know. You haven't shown me anything yet.
Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul. You'll be saved soon. You'll be saved soon. Don't worry. And now, do I put the Brewers here? That's the real question. Do I believe in the Reds more?
If you want to be wrong and or an idiot, brother, go ahead.
For real.
Do it.
Oh,
Put the
man.
Reds in first. You can have, you know what? Take Ellie from me. You could have him. Take Ellie from me. I'm a Jackson Churio guy.
Oh, man. Freaking.
You got him on your team, didn't you?
I did.
He did, yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
All right. Just Reds. I got nothing for the Reds. Just Reds.
Dude, no.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go.
Bro, I didn't want to be mean. I need to change it.
I think you're just trashing Cincinnati because, you know, the Rams beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. So it's like you're dogging on the city. Like, yeah.
And we smacked them last year, too.
The big red malfunction.
That's a good one.
That's actually good. What?
Instead of the big red machine, the big red malfunction.
That's pretty
Oh, he's
solid,
pretty-
right? That's pretty freaking
That's
solid.
good.
All right.
Or what else do I got here? The Great American Ball Parked. Because
That's
they
okay.
suck.
I mean, with the way their
parked.
offense performs, yeah, they might as well be parked. It's inconsistent as hell. All right, well,
Fly the L.
Goblin Mask, the
Ah.
Brewers are
Ah.
finishing second. I am believing in the Cubs. Go Cubs, go! Winning the freaking Central. And if they don't, and the Brewers steal it from them again, I'm just gonna be like, I can't believe y'all.
You can borrow my mask.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the NL Central. So we are now done with the Central divisions. Next episode will be, in my opinion, the hardest one to predict: the American League East. Because there are 4 different teams that can win that division, and then there's the Rays.
Bro, it's every
And I'm
year.
going to be picking the
They're always
Rays.
stacked.
Ryan will be picking
That
the
division.
Rays. The mask is telling him to pick the Rays.
No, I will not pick the Rays.
So, yes.
I'll tell you what, I ain't picking the Yankees.
Yeah, I already have the meme ready for what I'm going to do for them, because it's just like, it's so true.
It's going to be James
So
Harden
the
with
Red
Aaron
Sox
Judge.
rotation is scary now.
And then the Blue Jays going on their redemption story, and then the Orioles looking to bounce back after a lackluster season from hell. Those are the 5 teams we will be going over in the next episode. Anyway, guys, that was this episode, Time of Possession. Ryan, Jared, and Tyler, we will see you guys in the next one.